Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I'm Mantis.
and today we are talking about Krypto, Superman's dog. And who doesn't love a good dog? It's man or Superman's best friend. So, we've done a couple videos on Krypto thus far, but we have a little more information. So, Mantis, are you ready to get on into the discussion of
I am.
Krypto? Is
Oh,
Thor?
sorry.
Is he around?
No, he has been put out because I knew we were talking about this, and if I mentioned it, he would be in my lap. So yeah, he's out of
Thor
the picture
gets
right now.
jelly AF. All right. He does
He
not
does.
like to hear about other dogs. So, since he is out, we are going to get on into the discussion. So, let's go. All right, guys. So, if you remember a couple months ago, I'll have the video popping up down here below. I don't know how all the people are doing the little icon in the top right hand corner of the screen that actually allows you to click on something. Every video I watch, oh my god, you get bogged down in a bunch of bullshit. But I will have it at least showing down below so you know what to search for. We did some videos on Krypto. Obviously, we had reacted to the first shots that we had gotten of them filming on set in Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
uh, where it looked like Mr. Terrific and Mantis, you brought this up the other day, was interacting with nobody, and it was suspected it was Krypto. And then, of course, we had the fat golden retriever. Well, I say fluffy. He was fluffy.
He's
Golden
fluffy. Golden
retriever.
retrievers they're normally bigger anyway. You don't ever see a skinny
He's
one. You
big
know,
boned. He was big boned, but we loved him. He was a little chunker, but he showed up on a Superman on the set, but he was in a Superman outfit, so everybody loved him. That was the Krypto. And the funniest thing is
yeah.
because he was a Golden, right? And we have seen several Goldens portray Krypto, mainly in Smallville, which end up becoming Shelby because the dog
Mm-hmm.
lost its powers. But it was Krypto, became Shelby, but it was a Golden Retriever. But we got to see Krypto before. Now, in the comics, Krypto is always a retriever mix, right? White, very short to almost no haired, but a retriever mix. Now with like
Stout.
Smallville,
He's very
stout,
stout. Yeah.
stout, got that prominent, just walking around almost bully breed style, like just kind of
Kind of.
got
Yeah.
got some muscle showing. But like in Smallville, we saw as a golden retriever, whereas normally it's a Labrador retriever or a lab mix Labrador retriever. So it's always staying
Mm-hmm.
within the same vein, which, to be fair, is two of the greatest breeds to have as far as dogs that are just so chilled and laid back. You can't go wrong with a golden. And then
And
a
look,
lab is going to be your garbage disposal. They'll just eat anything.
yeah, we're not trying to be racist or bigoted here on breeds or races of dogs. Okay, don't cancel us. Okay, every race of dog
Mantis
and breed
has
of
a
dog
husky.
is they're worth the same. Okay, we're not trying to be anything here. Um, yeah, but huskies are mentally deficient. I don't know what's wrong with them. But
They
in
do
my experience
everything
with
but actually
huskies,
bark. Um,
yeah, it's yes.
but retrievers are a great dog. Whether you get a Labrador retriever or you get a golden retriever, retrievers are great dogs, right? They make great. They're easy to train. They are great with families.
Mm,
However, again, we do love all dogs, but I do love
yes.
a good golden, which is what we've seen Crypto as. Even though, again, in the comics, it's more Labrador mix, but still retriever ish. Um,
Yeah.
we got to see it obviously in Titans. They played more of the lab mix, where they kind of made him white ish. But James Gunn has had his own take on it. Mantis, do you kind of want to go over what James Gunn's thoughts are and what we
Yeah,
know has been filmed for Crypto?
I was I was going to say, because if you've been living under a rock, maybe you've not seen this or followed. This was from Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. James Gunn did release several. Well, one of them was technically a video, but it's like a still image with the Earth rotating in the background of Superman and Krypto sitting on the moon. At least I'm assuming it's not an asteroid headed for Earth. It could be, but I'm assuming it's the moon. Just chilling, looking at Earth, and you get to see Superman in his Superman costume or outfit, suit, whatever you call it. And you get to see Krypto there next to him. And James Gunn tweeted this out. We'll go ahead. I'm sure Cal's going to put this on the screen, but I'll go ahead and read it for you just so you are aware and we can discuss it. He says, quote, Krypto arrives on screens in Superman this summer. Krypto was inspired by our dog Ozu. Pronunciation, I don't know. We adopted shortly after I started writing Superman, so we can assume that this was clearly influenced by his story and writing, and the story of Superman, the movie, is influenced by this dog, clearly, who we adopted shortly after I started writing Superman. Ozu, who came from a hoarding situation in a backyard with 60 other dogs and never knew human beings, was problematic to say the least. He immediately came in and destroyed our home, our shoes, our furniture. This has nothing to do with dogs being hoarded or whatever. All dogs tend to do this. It's fine. He even ate my laptop. Took a long time before he would even let us touch him. Now that could be ownership and environmental for sure. I remember thinking, gosh, how difficult would life be if Ozu had superpowers? Which is kind of funny. And thus Krypto came into the script and changed the shape of the story as Ozu has changed my life. What better time to debut the not so good boy Krypto than Adopt a Shelter Dog month? By the way, Ozu today is fairly often a very good boy. So, it's an interesting quote there where he said the not so good boy. And I don't know if he's just speaking of Ozu in that way, because again, dogs are, especially puppies, and I don't know if this dog was a puppy when he got him. It doesn't look like from the pictures that we saw. Fairly full-size dog. Could be wrong. Dogs grow pretty quick. But maybe, the dog just, it's misbehaving because it never had trained. Those just happens, obviously. But people were saying online that maybe in the movie, Krypto isn't going to be such a good boy in the sense of, what that means, whether he's just going to be doing crazy dog stuff with superpowers, or if he's going to be kind of teetering on the promiscuous, doing some bad things, but not on purpose type of thing. So
we're gonna steer away from the promiscuous because that means a whole other thing that is a rated R Krypto movie.
Hey,
we don't.
He's a dog.
We don't.
I'm just saying.
However, what I am going to say is, though, when we think about them saying Krypto being a good or not so good boy, you got to imagine now. Mantis has Thor. Thor is a husky, right? Now imagine Thor with superpowers. Like the powers of Superman, not just like Thor as in actual Thor, but Superman powers, right? He might be a good boy, but a definitely not so good boy when your place is burning down and there's holes all through your walls and things like that. I feel like that's kind of what it is, right? He's going to realize there's a dog with superpowers he's just sweet and friendly, but that he's causing problems just because he's a dog with powers, right? He's not going to obviously know what it means to have those powers or the means to control them. Now, if you look
at no limitations,
the James Gunn dog, though, he does kind of look like a terrier fucked a gremlin. Like it's a little kinda. It's not. We were used to seeing the kind of the more lab mix, white, short hair. That's Krypto and Ozu here. OZU spelling. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but you know us on the channel. That's what we do. He fits the bill okay. I think the one that's fit the bill most close to Krypto is from Titans. He fit the bill the most. He was a very, very damn near extremely short-haired white dog, and he was a retriever-ish mix. But he was retriever with a little bit of terrier. And I know, Mantis, you'd said before we jumped on the video here that you thought this one was terrier mixed because James Gunn hasn't come out and said exactly what his breed is. He may not know, right? Because again, he was rescued from a bad situation. So
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't. They don't know because you got all these dogs, and I mean, God only knows what he could be. He's definitely a mix. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, he's a mutt. We'll say he's mutt. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, and I agree
we
with
don't
you.
hate
Like,
mutts. We
if
love mutts. Mutts
no,
produce
no,
some of the
no, it's
best
fine.
dogs.
Oh yeah, I've had mutts growing up all the time. Nothing wrong with them at all. I will say, looking at the pictures of the Titans Crypto, like there was a animated series Crypto, right? And like you could tell this dog was taken directly from inspiration from that,
So there's
from the
also
Titans.
the Super Pets animated movie. I think also
Yes,
has crypto in it. I've not seen the movie
yes.
because it's an animated kids movie, and I'm an
Mhm.
adult with no kids, so it'd be weird me, like one of my friends,
We
if
call
they
you
share my
freaks.
login, yeah, they're like, what are you watching Super Pets for? I'm like, it was research. It's not weird. I don't want to have to make
Yeah.
that justification. So I've not seen that, but I know that you see the white dog in there. I have to almost assume is crypto. But I feel like Titans, now guys, let me know down in the comments if you think I'm wrong, but I feel like Titans showcase the closer crypto in live action that
I
we've
would
ever
agree.
seen.
Yeah,
Although
and from
Shelby
this
and Smallville is
picture,
so cute, though. I love Shelby.
yeah,
I love golden retrievers. I'm sorry.
yeah, and when you look at the picture side by side of, because in the post that James Gunn did on Twitter, you see him sitting on his couch with Ozu, and then you see next to that you see the picture of the animated picture, I guess
They
is what you
definitely
would call it.
enhanced him.
Yes, it looks like you could see where that inspiration came from for sure, from that dog, from the one that they used in this picture of Superman and Crypto. And it's fine. He's a smaller dog. It's not the same breed, not even close as to what we normally would see Crypto as, and that's okay. I mean, it's a dog. Like, it's fine. It's hopefully it's not a main a main character in this film. And I love dogs. I'm more of a dog person than a cat person. I've had cats growing up. Don't hate cats. I like dogs better. And in this case, again, it's kind of one of those man and man's best friend thing. They're always there unconditionally. They don't care what you do, most of the time. But they're gonna love you at the end of the day, right? And that's the thing about Superman being this spark and beacon of hope for humanity. And it's kind of an interesting play of Crypto being this unrelenting best friend for Superman. No matter what happens, he's there for Superman. So it's an interesting dichotomy. I wonder what they're going to do as far as the story goes with it. How that's going to play. But also, it's a very, like I said, having Crypto in a Superman movie, never been done. It's especially live action. Like, maybe it's just a side note. Maybe it's just something that he just pops up here and there at random situations. It's not a major plot point. But very interesting for sure.
He could be comic relief.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. Because like I say, maybe he pops up here and there, but like you mentioned, we talked about this before. We've seen pictures and video of Mr. Terrific acting with no one there in the frame with him, and maybe it's someone else being CGI. We don't know, but it also could be Crypto in there.
The initial scene, and everybody thought it could be Crypto, and that's why we did the initial video with Crypto. But I think it'll be not that he's a villain or he's evil. I think it's just he's a dog that is, going to be introduced as far as like either he just got his powers or they just brought the dog to Earth kind of thing. And he's being a dog, right? Like Mantis can attest to how Thor is. Like sometimes they're just a dog, and Huskies are a particular breed of weird. But sometimes they do weird things and you can't control. Now imagine adding superpowers to that.
Bingo.
Right? Like everybody, and there's a lot of people watching this channel that probably have pets. I have a pet rock. That's about the far as I go. But he doesn't do anything weird. But
you've had dogs before. Sure. You've had a dog.
I've had dogs. I've had cats. I love both. I'm not one of these. Well, I'm a dog person or a cat person. I'll have either or both. Right. I just where I'm at currently. I don't have enough room for a dog.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough time for a cat. He's gonna look at me and be disappointed. And if I disappoint a cat, that's like game over, right? Like what's the point? Like I can't even, cats could be like, What are you even doing here? They always judge. You ever look at them, they're always judging you.
Salem, guard my door so Jenny doesn't go anywhere, okay?
Hey, dogs guard, cats watch, and judge.
I don't need somebody else judging me. I have the audience here to judge me, okay? Because you guys do, and it's okay. But I don't need a furry companion doing it. So I feel like Krypto will be, he'll be in there, maybe a little bit of comic relief, also just tug at the heartstrings a little bit because we all love pets and we all love seeing animals come into. So he's being a good boy, but it's sometimes not so good, because again, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? Like he comes in wanting to be, be this great pet and be with Superman, but he doesn't realize, well, you're going to go through brick walls and you're going to cause a lot of property destruction.
Oh man, that would make me cry. Like, because pets being in dire situations do not make me feel good. And it would be interesting if one of the things he has to save Krypto from something that would.
No, you can put any superhero in a life or death situation. It's whatever. But if you put Krypto or if you put an animal in a life or death in a superhero movie and they're in a life or death situation, if they don't make it out of it, I'm done, man. Like I'm not gonna we all try to be manly, but as guys, like, dude, if I'm watching it, like if Mantis and I go and saw it in theaters or something, that'd be different. But if I'm watching it at home, I'm gonna be like, that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit.
Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie.
He didn't deserve that. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that emotional reaction. You can't do that to a pet, especially a cute, like you put a golden retriever or something or a husky, like No, you can't do that. I'll No, that's not good. I'll be upset.
Nope. Yep.
But fuck this movie. No, you can't do it. It's a little sad, but I don't think so. Okay, given what they're again, our pets love us unconditionally, right? We not think they do sometimes, based off what they
Most
do.
of them.
But they love us. Dude, Thor loves you unconditionally.
Like I said,
all three of his brain cells.
That's what I was gonna say. His wiring,
the flippers and the bumpers
work,
but the score's all wrong. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And with that sound, that means it's time for us to wrap it up because we will continue to talk about dogs and other pets and everything for several hours. And you guys have proven you don't like that. So I'll say I'm going to wrap it up for my final thoughts first because the last couple of videos we did. Let us know down in the comments, how do you feel about Krypto and James Gunn using Ozu there, his breed? Are you a stickler? Does he have to be the white, retriever mix? Are you okay with any dog being in there? Based off the pictures, because I'll have them up there. What do you think? And how? Are you excited to have Krypto in a movie, even if he plays comic relief or a small part? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on it? And then, what breed of dog would you like to see play Krypto if you had your choice? Let us know that, okay? And if you have your own dogs, if you want them to be hey, great. They should have been in their little Superman outfit like little Chunk was. Golden Retriever was on the set.
Yeah, for hilarity's sake, I think a husky would be funny as a Krypto, just because of the craziness that those dogs, or like a Jack Russell, just purely because of the energy of running and doing I've seen Jack Russells do parkours off walls, just boundless energy on those dogs.
To be fair, I saw Maverick do parkour off your walls there, right? And he was like 100-pound German Shepherd.
Maverick, that was because he was scared. That's different. Maverick would jump up on the washing machine and get behind the water heater.
No, I'm talking about when he ran out of the main room where you recorded out, and he would just bounce off that wall to the door. Like he parkoured off that wall.
He tried his best.
You can see where he left off the wall.
Yeah, if he didn't die of cancer, he definitely would have hip dysplasia by now. That's for sure.
I will say this as a side note real quick for German Shepherd owners. They are very susceptible to certain types of cancer, as Maverick succumbed to. I love Maverick. I knew him for years. He was a great German Shepherd dog, but they are very susceptible. So it is important to watch out for signs. And get them routinely checked because there are dog breeds, and German Shepherds are one that are susceptible to certain types of cancer, and they show up without any warning, right? So,
Oh yeah,
if you
it was
have those
wild.
particular breeds, definitely get them checked. It's important to at least get them yearly physicals. I know it's expensive, and a lot of places don't want to, like, there's no insurance, or a lot of places want upfront cash, but they are our best
That's the
friends, right?
responsibility. Look, that's the responsibility of being a pet owner. Quite frankly, you know what I
Yes.
mean. Like, I'm not saying you have to get pet insurance and this and that, but if you're gonna own a pet, then you need to have him and treat him like one of your own family members, and that's just how it has to be. If you don't want that responsibility, then don't get one. Because it sucks losing one like that. Because I know, I mean, it's a lot of people out there view their pets as their family. I don't have kids, you know. Right now, Thor's my family member. Before Thor, I had Maverick, and Maverick was one of my family members, and it sucked losing him. So yeah, I know I had the public service announcement: pay your, spay and neuter your pets. But also, like Cal said, make sure you get them checked out for things. Make sure you go to the vet with them because they need that. I guess on my final thoughts on this, my most interesting question would be, because you touched on a couple of things I was going to bring up, but the only thing I would say is, how is this going to work? Like, how do you do a Krypto in a live action Superman film? We're seeing this is the first live action Superman film in a while. It's a new universe, and bringing in Krypto along with a lot of other characters like the Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, like Mr. Terrific. There's a lot of stuff going on in this film. But hey, everyone loves dogs, right? Like, if you don't like dogs, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm here for it. It's okay. We'll see. I just want to see how he does it. So
Well, real quick, I'm going to touch on just because you brought that up, because it's an amazing point, right? So when you think about the Amanda Waller series that's supposed to come out, right? Did she get something? And in Cadmus Labs, she's experimenting with dogs. So we're going to get Krypto's backstory through the Amanda Waller that she created
could
Krypto.
be,
I think that would actually be awesome, right?
yeah, could
But that
be,
would be great to do that like that. Uh,
yeah. It'd bring people to watch that show because
so
otherwise, I don't give a fuck about it.
yeah, right.
But yeah,
So we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, but those things are cool because you're like, oh wait, she was the mastermind behind that, and then it kind of gives you the backstory of Krypto. So guys,
Yeah.
didn't mean for this one to get as preachy as it was towards the end about dogs, but it is important for pet health. Okay, they are members of our family. We do love pets at this channel, and we want them to be with you as long as they can. Fortunately, dogs and cats, they don't get to live as long as us. And the one thing that I think a lot of people forget is that, pets, dogs, and cats can be a small part of our life, but we're the entirety of their life, right? Like,
True.
we have a pet for 8-10 years, based on, we live 80-90 years, maybe that's 10%, but it's a smaller fraction of our life, but we are the entirety of their life, right? And they love us unconditionally. They're one of the few things that do. So, as public service
True.
announcement here, if you agree with that and you like this channel, consider giving it this video a like. He's going to show you where. I'm not even going to make any gross comment because we're on something important. Subscribing to the channel, but also, consider, if you've not, I know it seems kind of ridiculous, but taking your pet to get them examined to make sure that you don't lose your furry companion, because they are always here for us. So we need to be here for them. Just like
And just
Krypto in the Superman movie.
I would say, just like James Gunn did. Also, if you're looking for a pet, check out your shelter. There are good pets there. Now you got to filter them out. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all animals are good. Some animals, it's not to their fault, but they've been treated poorly and they're not going to be good for anyone. But there are good pets at shelters. James Gunn rescued one from a bad situation for Ozu. And, if you can do that, do that.
Well, and also too, I've worked for pet companies before. Like, you have to also take into account your situation, right? So, like, I adopted. You remember Oscar? He was a very
Oh yeah.
angry cat that always attacked me. He attacked
Yeah, you take
anybody, right?
everyone.
I adopted
Yeah.
him. He was abused. I adopted him. He still would make me bleed up until the time he died. And I spent thousands of dollars with him on his medical bills, right? But I'm a single guy. I could do that, right? If you have a family, if you have a wife or husband, whatever your situation is, especially if you have children, you gotta assume yes, they might be a dog that you think is great, but maybe they're not. They're you
Maybe not good
can't
around kids.
risk your spouse or your children's safety for that, right? That's
Yes.
not the dog for you. So I'm not saying that every pet you got to give a secondary chance. There are some dogs that maybe they're not going to find their owner, right? But you should still give the option. You should just look around if you're trying to find that forever pet, that family member, right? Because I feel like there are the dogs that have that great soul that are they are grateful, and you can actually see it in the dog. They're grateful
Oh,
that they
you
were
can.
rescued, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I've been to. I know other people that have rescued dogs, and when they first got them, they were very timid. And that's, I mean, dogs are creatures that learn. I mean, they're
They
not
get their hearts
stupid.
broken too, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and some can't. Some are just never going to change. And I'm not going to get on a soapbox and talk about nature versus nurture, but I will say my belief in generally, there are some dog breeds that are predisposed to aggression. It's just the way they are. And make sure you take that into account if you are going to go to, whether you're going to a shelter to get a dog or whether even you're going to a breeder. Again, we're advocating for shelters to save animal lives that way, but
Especially kill shelters. That way we can
yes,
save them from the needle.
yes. But there are dog breeds that do tend to, be more aggressive. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, because we want you guys to be safe as well as the cryptos of the world, right? So,
Yeah.
with that in mind, I apologize, guys. That's why we put it at the end, just in
Whoa.
case there's a lot of people that don't want to listen to it.
Yes.
That was a little preachy, but
It
we do
was.
love pets, but we also want everybody to be safe and happy. So, if you, I'm not even going to say it. We're already done with everything else. So, guys, that's going to wrap it for us on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Later.